guys, and welcome back to another video of ECK Sports, and today I am back at it with another video, and this time I am going to be giving my Cobras vs. Mallards series analysis / takeaways. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So in game 1, the Mallards won by a score of 5-2, pretty much on some Drew Davis walks. In game 2, Tommy Coughlin hit a grand slam to propel the Mallards to go up 2-0 in the series. Pitching matchup was Sawyer Behen versus Jordan Robles, so Robles picked up another W. And then in game 3, Flynn hit a walk-off home run off Jordan Robles in extra innings to make it a 2-1 series win for the Mallards. Now, going into my first takeaway, it is that Sawyer Behen has a bright future in the league. Now, despite Sawyer giving up 6 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings, which gives him a 6.75 ERA, he looked really good out there. He had an amazing drop ball from a little submarine and overhand arm slot. None of the hitters, which include Tommy Coughlin and Jordan Robles, get a piece of it whatsoever. He did throw in a little riser and a slider sometimes. I was surprised to see him not use his riser that much because that's usually a pitch that he relies on in his own wiffle ball league, which is called Elite Wiffle Ball League. I don't know how much of a bright future he has at the plate, but on the mound, he has a bright future on the mound. And my second takeaway is the elephant in the room. What was Drew Davis thinking in game 1? Cobras fans can defend Drew all they want. Unfortunately, I can't. What happened in game 2 just doesn't make sense. If you're looking at this from a certain direction, the first thing you probably think of is, you wanted to take out Baranoski because Robles was coming out. There was 2 guys on, only 1 out. Baranoski had pitched 2 and 1/3 innings of scoreless wiffle ball. His team was up 2-0. Clearly, Baron showed that he could strike Robles out and throw strikes against Robles, and not just Robles, against Tommy and against Ben Wilson. So why are you pulling him in this situation for that reason? That reason does not make sense. The next one would be about the closer situation. And, Drew Davis has talked about having a closer, but this is not a closer situation because he took out Barron in the middle of the inning. It would have made sense if Drew Davis started the 3rd inning, but that's not the case. Baranoski started the 3rd inning, and then Drew Davis pulled him out in the middle of the inning. My thing has always been, bad teams make bad decisions, good teams make good decisions. Bad teams find ways to lose, good teams find ways to win. The Cobras found a way to lose. The Cobras made a bad decision, and it's not their first time doing this. My third takeaway is that Jordan Robles is already a star. Jordan Robles, you can criticize him as much as you want, because I've seen some people do that in the MLW Discord. Jordan Robles was fantastic. On the mound, in 6 2/3 inning, gave up 4 earned runs, 6 walks, 7 hits, 11 strikeouts, a 1.8 ERA, and a 1.95 whip. All those stats really impressed me. And Robles did give up that walk-off home run to Flynn, and maybe he didn't look amazing in game 1. And it's not like he was fantastic in game 2 either. This is his first series in MLW. He had a lot of adjusting to do. Robles did a great job, and even at the plate, you could argue he was even better. Now, he only had 6 at-bats, but he walked 10 times, which is fantastic, and he had 3 RBIs, a home run, 3 hits. He was looking great out there today. He leads the league in on-base percentage. He has an 800 on-base percentage. That is unbelievable. 1,000 slugging, that gives him an 1,800 OPS. Robles looked great out there today. So I think if you're a Mallards fan right now, you've got to be happy with your number 1 overall pick. My fourth takeaway is that Tommy Coughlin is the Mallards' number 2 pitcher. Now, a lot of people came into the season expecting Caden Irwin to be the Mallards' number 2 pitcher. And me, as well as a lot of other people, liked that Tommy Coughlin was going to get a shot at pitching there in game 3. Tommy is a very good pitcher, but last year he had a 36 ERA and was not good whatsoever. But he came in, he was throwing strikes. He exited the game with a 2 ERA, a 3 whip. But Tommy looked really good out there pitching wise. I don't really think Caden's going to be any better than him or Davenport, so I think Tommy's the number 2 pitcher for now. I'd like to see him throw his drop more. That was confusing why he was really only throwing his slider. We'll see how he does the rest of the year. And then my 5th takeaway is also about the Mallards, another Mallards takeaway. But this is going to be about Brendan Davenport and Ben Wilson. Now, Davenport and Wilson did not really look that good out there today. Davenport only played 2 games, and he got a couple walks there in game 2, so he looked pretty good there. But in game 3 did not look nearly as good. A lot of people are saying that, Wilson and Davenport might really need to step it up if the Mallards really want to have a chance at winning this whole thing. Because they struggled today. Neither of them got a single hit. While Wilson almost hit a home run, he struck out 10 times. That's just crazy. Striking out 10 times, that's a lot of strikeouts to have. And trust me, Ben Wilson has lots of talent. He's very inconsistent. As I've said before, he strikes out a lot. So I want to see how he does the rest of the season. I think he will be the guy to step it up. I think he's going to be a perfect third bat next to Jordan Robles and Tommy Coughlin. My sixth takeaway is also about the Mallards, and that is Tommy Coughlin has returned from a slump at the plate. Now, last year, Tommy Coughlin had his worst season by far at the plate, and this year he's already looked so much better. He's ties for the league lead in RBIs with 8. He is second in walks with 9. His OPS is already about 1,400, which is like in the top 3. So he looked really good out there. He had a lot of walks. He was seeing the ball well. He had 2 hits, a home run. He's batting .286. So I think I really like this offensive duo. You have Robles as kind of the main guy, the ace on the offensive side, and then you have Tommy as kind of the number 2 guy. I really like to see Tommy Coughlin step down from the leadoff spot. I like that they had Robles there and that they had Coughlin at the 2 spot. I really like that managing from Coughlin. Overall, this duo of Robles and Coughlin is looking really good for the rest of the season, but it was great to see Tommy Coughlin really be great at the plate. My 7th takeaway is, what is the Cobras pitching going to look like? I'm confused because we all know Drew Davis was the undisputed ace last year without competition from Barron or anyone else. But this year, it might be a little bit different because Sawyer Behen looked pretty solid out there, as I've covered earlier. And then Barron also looked great, which I'm going to cover later. So both of them looked really good. But then you also have Drew Davis. Well, yeah, he gave up a lot of walks, but at the same time, he is still a good pitcher in this league. He still came off last year where he was still a really good pitcher. So the question is Drew Davis just going to be the number 3 pitcher? I don't think so. I don't really know what the Cobras are going to do with the pitching at this point. I think Drew is put in an interesting spot now. I think Barron is definitely the ace because of how great he looked. But really the question is does Drew Davis pitch, game 2 next series possibly? Maybe does he even pitch game 3? If I were Drew Davis, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I would pitch myself game 2 just to see, because Drew Davis didn't really get that much of a chance. Maybe he was off a little bit. As much as I would love to see Sawyer continue as the number 2 and Barron continue as the ace, I think Drew might continue as the number 2, and maybe even today could have just been a fluke and he's probably the ace by the end of the season. That's something that could happen too. Another thing that can happen is that everyone pitches 1 game. So we'll see what happens, but we don't really know what the Cobras pitching is going to look like. Takeaway number 8 is that Sean Flynn has continued his hot streak at the plate. Now, we all remember that ALDS from last year where Sean Flynn went off, hitting 3 home runs off of both Jason Chadwick and Trevor Bonham, and he has continued that today. After the series against the Mallards, he's batting .375 with 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 6 walks. He struck out only twice. He had a 1,500 OPS, an .875 slugging, and a .643 on base percentage. So Sean Flynn looked really good out there today, continuing his great production in the ALDS last year, and he also was really good in 2019 and pretty solid in 2020. I saw some talk on the Discord about Sean Flynn possibly being a dark horse Silver Slugger candidate. To be honest, I kind of see where that's coming from. He looked really good out there today. I would not be shocked if he was the Silver Slugger. He definitely looked great out there, and he had that walk-off home run to cap off the series. So if you're a Cobras fan, while a lot of other things weren't really looking great today, like, Drew Davis' decision and, his pitching and Sawyer giving up, 6 runs and stuff like that, I think Sean Flynn gives you something to look forward to for the rest of the season. And then my 9th takeaway is that Brendan Baranoski looked fantastic. Now, Brendan Baranoski was great today. Surprised me a lot. I did not expect him to start, and then, after he got pulled, whatever, that was kind of stupid. The walks, might have still been an issue. He was walking a couple guys, but honestly, that doesn't really matter because he was striking out guys left and right. He was throwing right at the top of the speed limit. He has a 2.21 whip and a 1.89 ERA with only giving up 3 hits. So Barron looked really good out there today, and his ERA actually should be lower because Drew Davis, Drew Davis walked in 2 runs, and those were his runs, so that's kind of more of Drew's fault rather than his. So Barron was honestly really good out there today. Like I said, if you're a Cobras fan, you have a lot to look forward to, and you might be looking at your new Cobra ace. Thank you guys for watching, and if you did enjoy, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe button. Check out my Instagram in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.